Adafuna ha I have on TV, so subscribe to your channel no for my na face so share link mo biara answer and kebi wo share na chomo someone subscribe so now like e di amansa pepepe. Sonnie Badu ne ni show no Rhythm of Africa. Kabashe show na say e course no say honum fe ye pa wa hwe se na crowd na boost e wo dem say e ko ye ankasanka hwe se na crowd na boost na say e course ye ankasanka say amanfo so eni gie abamu piem e wo Sonnie Badu ne ni show no so wa hwe room say e gi nkofo be say 4,000 na Sonnie Badu ni show kwa over 6,000 na still amanfo prince on be ko insane pam yo mo na say Sonnie Badu show no show ankasanka na so na sana wan fa ne better cry san say okomu ye pa show ya obi oton watch e kan kwan say show no enye better sa no so okomu ups and down the onya bi pa e wo ne show na say na sia no or the ebaye no na no be kan sem bi a say amanfo no ani anche especially vim lady and na 50% so mo no de omo conscious eba about to say the oye ende enso ni krasi obi so be promise so na promise no embaye na kwotena FM station so ebo ndede sa de aden pakon so onya akola be ka say bia oya akola bi na bia me kan asem oye penimu ye pa adon kosi o na kan Dr. Kweku Otin na Sonnie Badu e bo ndin e ka say oye den o disappointing no pa e wo e ni show no so best sponsor now so sponsor no amba ain't no 50 part na vim de on be church or munsimo say 50 part or say the Sonnie Badu e di ye e dim bi na ye Kweku Otin so o di bi aye Sonnie Badu to draw stunt man met na na sama me ka bia en fa the show so en kire obi bia say o make attempts bi on pa de ono Sonnie Badu ye 50 part on so everybody ask mo bia ehu Sonnie Badu ni suban Sansa vim de so de ne ebetu ni pay so kan sem bebre na honom no Sonnie Badu say wanye ni ye to de letter e de bre Dr. Kweku Otin say do ye wanye ni ye to onfa enchen into no control post we edit to any Instagram page so no John say an apology letter to Dr. Kweku Otin. I say let me use my platform to apologize to Dr. Kweku Otin for calling him out on OKFM for not sponsoring my concert Rhythm of Africa. For those of you who don't know, I remained loyal to him and honored him gracefully in Atlanta, Georgia. For my major concert in Atlanta, Dr. Otin promised to support the project but came up short. For the recently held concert in Ghana, I paid a courtesy call on him and once again he pledged to support the project, only for him to disappoint me again after placing so much trust in his words and hoping he would make amends for his earlier failed promise. After my visit to him, I excitedly posted on my social media platforms about his willingness to support the project. I must admit that it was extremely frustrating that an impression was created that Dr. Otin has supported the successful concert that took place at the Grand Arena over the weekend, and I felt the need to clear the air. Nonetheless, I apologize sincerely to Dr. Otin for bringing this out in the public domain. I have learned my lesson not to depend on man, and indeed, when I turned back to God, he surprised me and made Rhythm of Africa the best event in Ghana. That's fine. Tiveni in smile said, Sonnie Badu or the two asked an apology letter at the man, Dr. Kweku Otin. I'll share letter more with Diana. I said, still no, so I hate it's all my punchlines. Also, repeat the same thing. I got tonight from kind the same thing. I will see all the time. So also, come say, oh, disappointing. No, na say. About say, oh, cholet side the apanacho. No, so still I know repeat any similar got na okay FM. So edit to one. Now say Kevin Taylor on the other side or say, yes, we be on there. They are out there in front of one. So no, and show na a course. So no, it's about bona basso pants and say, show no, why any year pan say, well to me I like a breaking record on the history I organize. I say, well to me I host a gospel show pan. He said to me I drink from over 6,000 plus as to na man for a bar on pami mo esi abontin. Tiam ko take Kevin Taylor Embra.
Over the weekend, me who say Sonnie Badu had a show in Ghana. I don't really care about the show that much. But what I was looking out for is how a Ghanaian musician can basically move the music from A to B for people to have that much interest in gospel music. You know, It is all about people taking the lead and making people start to feel and understand and love it. The moment those people, those characters, those artists are able to move the crowd with them, that is when music starts to become popular. The moment if a musician, you are able to move people with you, like the Burna Boys and those people, they are not unique, but it's because they are able to move the people with them. And how do they move the people with them? They are able to sell their products to them. They are able to sell the music to them. You need to understand. So I'm a gospel musician. You need to be able to sell your talent to the people. Apart from the Holy Spirit doing its things, and I say, I don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, but apart from the Holy Spirit doing its own thing, you as a human being too, you need to package yourself and your craft well. We are not selling the craft well. Yeah, I went to Ghana and people are so much in love with the East African the gospel music because there's a specific rhythm that comes with it. People are so interested or love South African gospel music because there's a specific rhythm that comes with it. People sit in Ghana and they're so much in love with the Nigerian gospel music because there's a specific thing that comes with it. We need to have that kind of trademark when it comes to gospel music. We need to be able to carry some kind of craft. We need to be able to polish the craft. We need to be able to sell the craft to the people. And you might have your own issues with Sonnie Badu and also the controversy surrounding the way he puts his shows together and maybe the way he does not do the traditional, or he does not go the traditional way. And normally we see musicians under the umbrella of gospel musicians take a specific line when it comes to promoting their shows and all that. But I think Sonnie Badu's is unconventional. He's able to find different means to make sure the people around the whole place, they follow him. And when you go to the Grand Arena over the weekend, I took my time to follow this. I realized that this man has basically changed the face of gospel music in Ghana, because what I can say is he's Ghanaian. Maybe he lives in the States, but when it comes to adding something to gospel music, he has his own unique way of making sure that his craft, his trade, people begin to love it. And we need to understand. Until we begin to understand, say, or see something that belongs to us, a rhythm that can take us, a unique craft that people will be like, oh, this song is from Ghana, Mumi enjoy yejina flowers song. Yejina GBC ho yejina flowers ho to nyamenyom moma enjoy de debia no na obi kuneja no na wakoye made na osi atade na ehwe nsuo gu no ho oni aduane ndi na obi ha taxi abodo so aben ene na cheso nyankopɔ bia kwan. It does not work like that. You need to add something more to your trade. And this young man called Sonnie Badu over the weekend, the Grand Arena, I am yet to see any artists waiting to fill arena no amana ebu afaso. People were driven away. I was watching the behind the scenes videos and it was quite interesting that people were stopped from entering the arena. And that should tell you that the trade, the craft has come to that level. You need to understand. You need to be part of the modern way of selling yourself, your trademark, and your music. And to be very honest with you, what I saw, I can emphatically tell you, me call gospel event that. And Madinka Kacham Tachaninti, I am Holy Spirit in town locate me. But when it comes to a year moving Ghana gospel music to the top, moving Ghana gospel music to the level that we wanted to get to, the artists are supposed to understand they need to do more. They need to put a lot in there. They need to uplift the standard need that form do standard need de bia to no Ghana nko. We need to start to reach out of our comfort zone. And what happened at the Grand Arena, you might underestimate it, but it's going to be tough for any musician in Ghana today who is calling herself or himself a gospel musician to go in there and fill the arena and drive people away. It is tough, and it's all got to do with hard work. Let us try and add more. Let us try and add more. If I'm going to give credit to this gentleman here, I would say there are two things he's done. He's been able to change his craft. He has made his craft appealing to people who are not even Ghanaians. And secondly, he has owned a particular kind of music. He has owned it because he has consistently sold that music. And that is what we need to understand as gospel musicians. So we, the ones in Ghana now, we are good. There are a lot of good gospel musicians in Ghana. Don't be scared. Just reach out and get out of your comfort zone. Try and expand it. Let it it move further. So I would like to salute this gentleman, Sonnie Badu, for what he did over the weekend. It's a new look, and we all have to look into it and open doors. I am not a man of God, but the grace of God is upon every single individual on this planet. It is all about you being aggressive and making sure that grace, you go for it. And it is through hard work. Grace does not locate you when you're lazy. Grace only locates people who have raised up their hands. Lifting up your hands is even work. So you need to work towards your grace.
Wow, show on dear on quite gospel show be a dance no. As in the night or share no show TV so yes or call show TV so I say a Kenya no pan he said who say yes. Sunbedu na I say what set a record pan a Ghana has say. San say gospel show pan he say it to me a fan call for a broad the number of people I say among quiet say why ya de pan na ye de can come for say na say on your in the on can was na so or born about to say why ya de pan in himself so or ya de nti I was born if at Sonnie Badu me can for media films and IT service at the Amoah open animations for event coverage open blog and live streaming a media films sounds no just in the channel a media films Branoni production team then come interest in the kama na we ni ebeji pass the media production for a chance no percent interest in your put camera so by media films and IT service I'm to was actual kama ama wati asi pa sansa in go na catering service won be biara he say cake mu ahodo bebre your potato flour cake or sweet potato cake flour or na esima kan so ni cake flour so be bia or 2% di cake mu di cake entimu taster and go na ahimfie sasa in dan hodo be so both local and continental foods na so e go na catering service wanti bora ho and say place order no mo fa kama wotsan place na di dan no e di abrahu ya so be fa card ya kona say don't put be an fa phone no ke na friend number no no one place order no e fa kama sasa ye holiday so e ho na so na mani kaka e bia say ring wem footwem wo pobato di sia kama nya pabo na onja ne fanto ment na wo sa to ye holiday na fa stra na ho na mani kan e bia odo bia obodi na say entumi enfu sasa otimi enfu a fenkunu bi na fa sa otiso na obodi nkunu ho adanse em dia de abran kansa makramo